In small-town American communities, what could be more remote than the epidemic of AIDS in a place like Rwanda, a country where the disease has orphaned 210,000 children? Well, this is a story about Vermont high school students who decided to get involved and what happened when they ventured to Rwanda itself.
I have a really strong memory of traveling through the Rwandan countryside and noticing the stark contrast between the high-class tourist, really sort of rich group and the much more prevalent, very, very, very poor farmers, sort of the people that make up that level of their society. They were, running along the road with our car asking for food because they saw that we were white and associated our skin color with money.
It was difficult. It was difficult to be in the midst of that every day. We were all very emotionally and mentally tired, trying to relate to people who had so little in common with you. And to be in center of attention because you have a camera and they want to see themselves on the back of the camera. So we shared things like that with them. We gave them to them and showed them how to use them and said, have a ball, take pictures. Lizzie was showing the kids video on her iPod. They really connected as kids to kids.
When we first got there, we were obviously hesitant to talk with the kids, and by the end, we seemed to be able to just talk to them freely, like they were our friends, like they were anyone that we would normally talk to. They're just like us. They wanna have fun. They play basketball, or they do the same things that we do, and they're just normal people that we can interact with.
Like, we've all enjoyed sports, kind of. We ended up playing a basketball game, which was a lot of fun. Painful, but a lot of fun. And we lost, but it was good. The trip did open my mind a lot. It actually helped me kind of confirm what I wanted to do. It helps me to know that I can go over to another country and I can survive, and it's not as bad and as scary as I maybe had thought before.
One of the most memorable experiences I had was when we were at Amaharo, where it's all kids that are orphaned, have been orphaned by HIV/AIDS, or have been affected by HIV/AIDS. And we had soccer balls in the van that we were going to give to them. And I remember standing with the children and seeing how excited they were. And it was just one of the best things that I had ever seen, because these kids were excited for something that we can just go out and pick up every day, that we take for granted. And it made me realize that, I really need to treasure some of the things that I have.
It was our last day there, and we were having pizza, and that became our favorite thing in Rwanda. And Eric runs Project Independence in Rwanda, and he said, people talk about Africa, people talk about donating to Africa, people talk about Africa, but to understand Africa, to understand my Africa, as he called it, you have to come and see. You've heard about it, you've talked about it, now come and see. And I think that's a really good message to give to people, is the idea that you really need to come and see, because you can't understand what's going on there without coming to see.
This trip made me realize that I want to see the world, and that I want to interact with people that I've only seen in news articles, and I really want to be able to help them and be able to help people who are less fortunate than me.
I guess the biggest message that I wanted to get across was just that even though we are at a young age in high school, that you can do something and you can go out and help people, even if you do feel kind of small. And maybe it's not a big contribution to the entire world, it is to somebody. Like, whether you make a difference in 60 people's lives or 7 people's lives, it helps.